is this just fantasy, or is this another issue of Savage Sword of Conan, the Barbarian? I mean, it's that one, obviously. So this is issue 141 with a Bob Larkin cover. Really cool cover too. Definitely had some sort of modeling happening, because just getting the lighting that accurate on people is something that you probably can't do too easily from memory. So I feel like there's some posing involved, but in any case, it's a striking cover. Makes me intrigued, makes me excited. So let's just go ahead and open it up. So right away we have a cool Fraja Bator. In any case, cool, like Conan swinging a sword, but the Grim Reaper, like, I don't know. It's a cool image anyway. Nice inking and everything. I'm into it. I'm here for it. So this week we have the Crimson Citadel. So this is a Charles Dixon tale with Gary Kwapisz and Ernie Chan. So this is different from the last time when we had a John Buscema story. This is Ernie Chan. So Ernie Chan, he is a great artist that I'm excited to talk about here and enjoy. It's from October 1987. This is from October 1987, and this may be a little revelatory, but that's the month after I was born. So I am a little older than this book, but probably not the art. So we got some letters. So of course you have to start every Conan book ever in existence with our Nemedian Chronicles quote and a map of the Hyborian Age. Yeah, and right, we'll get into it art-wise and everything. So we get some hint as to what the kind of fantasy element is of our story. Kind of right away with these cave paintings, which that thing kind of looks bat-like. But fun glyphs here and fake language and writing and stuff. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Real nice, like, kind of minimized figure work here, and also, like, of course, great texture, the inking and the rocks. I think great fantasy can happen in black and white, and John Buscema, Ernie Chan are two people that can prove that. So they start digging in this place with the writing, and right away they open it up, and there's these real weird looking things in there. And love this light here, by the way, and the darkness, but also what a crazy design, and especially a crazy design that the artist has to draw a shit ton of times. If we're honest, it is. They have to draw these things a ton, and it's a wild design. So kudos. Also, kudos for coming up with something that's, because it could have been very easy to just do like generic goblins or, stock fantasy monster characters, but instead, we are going for something with like a weird trunk and crazy, craggy scales and big ass nasty mouth. These things are interesting and distinct, and I'm all for that when it comes to, building out a fantasy world. Here we have our title page. So, we're gonna really enjoy here the inks of Ernie Chan. Who he inked great Big John Buscema a bunch. So it's going to look familiar. It's going to look John Buscema-esque, especially in how he draws, Conan's face and everything. But it's a little different. You know, we have breakdowns by Gary here, Gary Kwapisz. I'm not saying that properly correctly at all. We got Charles Dixon writing it, and we have Diana Albers doing the letters. Nice lettering here, Diana. Love it. Looks great. Love this tree. Love this, Conan on a horse. Love the mountains. Natural world, so important to feeling right in a fantasy story. And then we have this great setup and crossing the bridge. Nice made up bridge here. Look at this great little town back here. And, some regular ass people. I love when regular people are featured in fantasy stories. It means a lot to the world. We have these two dogs fighting over a bone, and things are looking kind of rough here. I'm just gonna kind of burn through this, not necessarily to shortchange it, but just to, I don't need to linger over the story details here, mostly because, it's similar to many Conan stories where he's just a traveling, and he comes across an adventure already in the making, and he kind of gets himself involved either out of morality or out of the promise of treasure or reward. And that's just the setup of this kind of story, this kind of character, this kind of world. Nice little bird here. I like that bird. Pretty little bird there. So we have Conan getting himself involved, and just, I don't know, I'm here for the inking and just this nice wood texture. I'm drawn into that. I'm drawn into these great faces. But just, this world feels believable, and also I love little effects like this, he's got this, this charm related to his faith, and I don't know, it's a nice little image here. I'm drawn to it. But very shortly we're brought into the danger that abounds with these crazy looking monsters that hate this blessed symbol. So this is, similar to the last one where we talked about Valley of the Vampires with vampires. Here we're getting basically a similar tale. So I guess just the Hyborian Age is rife with vampires, is what I'm gonna say. But here we have something that's a little closer to what we would recognize as vampire lore, which is the fear of the sacred. So this is, I think, more of a traditional vampire tale, or at least including some more of the traditional vampire elements. So instead of a crucifix or a cross, we have the weapon of Mitra, who's a goddess, I believe, in this realm or this world. So, it's the power of faith that protects this guy from these monsters, and of course, because it has that distinctive front face, you can tell that that's what this is, and I just love that you got that little snout in the front and the tail and all that. It's what kind of creature that is. So also weird looking vampire, huh? And we have a Viking funeral here. For who's died. Some cool armor going on here. Nice big shot. Just varying up the kinds of panels that you have, so that it just keeps it interesting for the reader to look at. And it's interesting. We have Ymir, Ymir is like a frost giant, I believe, in Norse mythology. So there's this merging of our world's, details from our world, the world we live in, and this fictional one. Mix and match at will, what have you. I'm fine with it. But yeah, more cool armor. I like this guy with this antler helmet. But just, yeah, some nice, again, variety of shots. So we have medium shot. Get a look at the characters and the close-up here. And a nice, kind of distance shot here. And yet we can follow all of it. So great storytelling here. This is probably one of my favorite panels. Definitely my favorite panels so far. I just love, this creature here up in this tree. Them going, coming through this swamp. I love, the little reflection, how that's treated. And just, all these nice, natural elements. And I also love this negative space over here for, the beach or whatever. It's really, really lovely. Great drawing here. So here we introduce our a warrior woman character. I mean, it is the late 80s, folks, so we're gonna have, legs here, and there she is, and, but she seems like she can handle herself. She's, a hunter for this particular tribe or group or what have you. So, we have, so that's cool. Although Conan's being a little sexist right here. Go home, girl, this is men's work. And then she's like, I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. And he's like, Crom, the girl is determined. So, how about you trust that people are where they want to be, Conan? You bastard. So they're tracking down the problem. And then we get this great shot of the interior of this place. So it's this big, lush, castle looking place. And I really love that. Real nice architecture. It feels opulent. It feels fancy. And then we have, all these human animal bones everywhere. And then we have these big, crazy bat-looking things. Although it's hard to tell how big they are from there. But then suddenly we come in here, and this is where we have a battle between these warrior women and these crazy-looking monsters. And this is great. This is a great spread. And if you look into it, we're seeing that it's kind of like a Where's Waldo, where everywhere we look, there is action happening. There's people who are dead. There's people who are this. It's a life and death struggle. This is a hell of a page. This would be both this would be a bear to draw as well as a joy, because there's just, you take it part by part, and it's I'm sure it's a lot of fun, because you get to come up with all these different setups and poses and stuff like that for these things. But also drawing these things has got to be a challenge, because they're just real weird, but also again, love the unique design. And apparently they're vampires. What the fuck? I've got these cool warrior ladies attacking them, and Conan joins the fight. He knows what side to fight on. He's like, all right, well, these women look like people, so I'll fight with the people looking things. And so they start, they start making some headway. But then we see some of them speak, and I mean, I've said this in a video before. I love it. I love it when unknown languages to the main character are rendered like this. I don't need you to articulate the sounds this makes. My mind will do that. That's great fantasy comic stuff right there. And the symbols are interesting, and some symbols repeat, which makes me think that maybe there was a book to follow or a logic behind it. So this is an actual phrase, so there is some consistency to this fake language. But if there is or isn't, doesn't matter, because it just looks great. And yeah, again, it's more evocative, more captures my imagination more. Yeah, another great splash here. And I gotta say, for these ladies, I mean, they know how to, they got helmets to protect their skull, and they got weapons and stuff, but the rest of their armor is a little lacking. I mean, look at that little bat symbol there, and a bat symbol on her helmet. It's a cool look, but wonder what that's all about. Yeah, like look at this sword going through its head. Just yeah, lots of fun shit going on here, man. Yeah, and like we finally get our little respite when these things start receding. Like, look at this great close up of this thing. Ugh, all this drool and shit. Yeah, so we finally get a little moment to rest. Yeah, and they're trying to communicate, but they can't. Just oh man, she's reacting to the thing, whatever. And then she picks off her helmet, and then they start making out, and he's like, "Oh, I guess she's into me." And she, is gonna, she's piling up with him pretty quick, and so we're, it seems like we're about to have a good time for Conan here. That's the thing about Savage Sword is that you can get up to some shit with this one. So Conan is throwing down with this lady just because she seems super into him, and why not? And we have these just an ominous, bat shadowed statue up here. Nothing to worry about. Conan's got one thing on his mind. He is, as much as he has some complexity to his character, he is still a barbarian. And here, yeah. And yeah, this lady, she's got a brain on her. She's like, I don't like the way these ladies are looking at us. And then look at this cool language here. And we have a tale of ancient evil. I must study further. And then yeah, there's like a race of beings and all this stuff, and we're getting some of the lore. And I don't know, this is a really cool way to break down the lore of the tale, which is basically that there were not one but two races, two vampire races. And one was monsters, and the other are these vampire women. They're vampire ladies, and they hate the Mitra's cross as well. And so, oh no, Conan doesn't know, but Conan seems, again, he's doing all right. He's had a lay down with a vampire chick, and so he seems pretty happy with himself. She keeps talking in her mysterious language, and then as he's like, shaking himself off, maybe. Here we have this great transition via shadow, and Conan fucked that. Which also, what a great reveal! I love bat monsters. I'm a super easy mark when it comes to like vampires turning into giant bat monsters. She still has her fur loincloth, which nice for modesty. But yeah, like just oh man, I love the line work here. Everything, it's all great. And yeah, so Conan fucked a giant bat, and he's gotta get his way out of here. This is a really great fight between the two of them. But Conan is in the end is not able to defeat it on his own, and this guy has to rescue him. But then he's a little pissed that he was misled, so he's chopping it. And he's got her head now, so that's bad etiquette when it comes to, how to treat a dalliance. I mean, come on, Conan. It's not her fault that you thought with one head over another. But hey, you know what? We get this awesome shot of him just clobbering the hell out of these things. So like he's like, all right, they're all monsters now. I'm fucking out of here. So yeah, they're just fighting their way out, getting out. Yeah, and just yeah, solid like action. Great Great pose. This is a great panel. Love the texture of the lines up here. Love that kind of thing. They are doomed, is what he says before he comes in and clobbers them. That this page right here, I'm stealing this for side questers. My comic. I just, I got an axe wielding badass in my comic named Cindy, and this is definitely something I'm gonna be cribbing for her. Yeah, and then here come the vampire ladies. So I guess these are these are the male vampires, and those are the female. And I gotta say, that's how I feel about men, men and women. Men, this fits men. They got dick noses. But then they eventually they've made their way out. And they've escaped. Yeah, they've flooded this place, killing all of them. And there you have it. My copy of this is missing the final section, which is some pinups, some Conan the Barbarian pinups from an artist. Let's see here. What does it say in the front? Dale Eaglesham. So whoever owned this copy before me really liked those and cut them out, probably hung them up on the wall. Can't blame them. But in any case, I don't have that. I'll put the images up probably right now. But anyway, that was Savage Sword of Conan 141. Should have noticed these vampire fangs at the start, huh? But yeah, we had another fun vampire tale for Conan. Can't wait to see a story that isn't about vampires in one of these. But you know what? We have plenty to go through. I'm sure we will. And we're going to see some great art and some fun barbarian action. That's for sure. And if you're interested in fun fantasy action, check out Side Questers with my badass with an axe, Cindy, and her new best friend, who's Yaren, who's got a big old golden hammer, who loves smashing things. This is the first 8 issues of my series. It's the first complete arc on its own. It's available on my website. You can also find the individual issues too. I also have some anthology comics about magic users in the same universe that could be fun to read. All of these are available on Global Comics, by the way, to read if you want to check it out there. And if you're interested in more common superhero stuff that's not too common, then check out 3-Panel Origin. I update a new one every week on Instagram on Thursdays. But it's basically like The Tick in tone, and I create a character and tell their origin in 3 panels. And this is some short stories about some of the characters I've created in 3-Panel Origin. So if you like what I do, if you want to see more of this stuff, buy my books.